how many times have you looked at an NFL player in a jersey that doesn't fit him and you're like, I didn't even know he played for that team? Well, for me, that's happened way too many times to count, and I'm sure it's happened to you as well. Like, how many people knew Jerry Rice played for the Seahawks? Better yet, how many of you knew he played for the Broncos? I'm sure there's a good amount of you who knew that, but I'd be willing to bet 80% of you didn't. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know he played on the Broncos. I mean, I literally looked up Jerry Rice in a Seahawks jersey and I wasn't expecting to see that. I knew he played for the Raiders and the Seahawks, but the Broncos? You're trolling right now if you were telling me you knew he was on the Broncos. I don't even want to hear it. And that kind of ties into the whole premise of today's video. Since I'm a Cardinals related channel, we're gonna keep it in the same ballpark, and today I'm gonna go over some NFL legends you forgot played on the Arizona Cardinals. But before we start, let me know down in the comment section below what player you have seen in a jersey that flat out just doesn't look right, or it just caught you off guard. For me, that's Jerry Rice in a Broncos jersey. And hopefully in today's video, I'm able to shock you guys with some of these players, because I mean, that was kind of the whole premise of the video. Players you forgot about. So if you get all 4 of these right, I failed at what I was trying to do. But I mean, we're gonna see. And I want you guys at the end of this video to let me know down in the comment section below how many of these you got right. And be honest, because I know there's gonna be some of you guys out there saying you went 4 for 4. In reality, you went 1 for 4. So just be honest. But you know, enough of me rambling on and on and on. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first player. So first up, we have notoriously one of the greatest pass rushers the NFL has ever seen, and he's most known for making offensive linemen look absolutely clueless with the spin move, and that's Colts legend and Ring of Honor inductee, Dwight Freeney. Unfortunately though, we only had him for 1 season, but in his 1 year here, he was actually pretty good. When we signed him, he was in his 14th year in the NFL, and I mean at that point, you're not really expecting much out of him, because the year before in 2014, he only recorded 3.5 sacks, but in the 1 season he was here with us, he finished the year with 8, and he also had a game-winning strip sack against the Vikings, if I'm not mistaken. And this is like the Carson Palmer era, so I was losing my mind every game we won. But if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure this was the year we got blown out by the Panthers in the NFC Championship game, so I had mixed emotions about that year. But going back to Dwight Freeney, unfortunately we didn't get him for a long period of time, but he definitely had a big impact on our team that year, and I wish we were like the Colts and could have had him for 11 seasons. But you know, that's just not reality. So at the end of the day, you just gotta salute him for his 1 year here. And going to our second player, he also spent 1 season here, and that was in 2017. And he had a pretty meh year, I'm not gonna lie. But his first game here was absolutely electric. He had 134 yards and even scored 2 touchdowns in his debut game here. That's kind of crazy. If you didn't know who I was talking about already, it's Vikings legendary running back and potentially the greatest running back I've ever seen in my life. Because, you know, I'm not old enough to watch Walter Payton and Barry Sanders, but that is Adrian Peterson. AP is my favorite running back of all time, so just seeing him in a Cardinals jersey made me a little bit happy, I'm not gonna lie.
Made me happy, made me smile, nice.
And after the first game he played here, I got hyped. The fact that we had Larry Fitzgerald and Adrian Peterson on the same field and the same team, it was kind of crazy. Now I wish this was 2012 where AP rushed for 2,000 yards and Larry Fitzgerald was still in his prime, but you know, I'll take it. And in this 2021 season, he's currently 36 years old, and he's played on 2 teams as well. He played on the Titans, and he's currently playing on the Seahawks right now. And I mean, the guy scored touchdowns on both teams. So props to you. Man's still out here climbing the leaderboards. I don't expect him to be in the league much longer, and Seattle might even be his last stop. But the fact that I even got to see Adrian Peterson in a Cardinals jersey was crazy, and I'm glad I even got to see it happen. And going to the third player, some people say he was the fastest person they've ever seen in the league, and he also has one of the best nicknames I've ever heard, and he got it by rushing for over 2,000 yards in 2009 in his years in Tennessee. The guy I'm talking about is CJ2K Chris Johnson. This man was an absolute beast in Tennessee, and like I mentioned just a couple seconds ago, he literally had a season where he rushed for over 2,000 yards and had 14 touchdowns. The man was built different in Tennessee.
My body different,
And unlike Adrian Peterson and Dwight Freeney, CJ2K spent 3 years here, and I'm not gonna lie, they weren't great. He only had 4 total touchdowns and a little over 200 yards, but I mean, it was pretty cool seeing him in a Cardinals jersey. And before we get into the next player, really quickly, let me know down in the comment section below who is the fastest player you've ever seen in the NFL. Is it Chris Johnson? Is it Tyreek Hill? Like, make sure to let me know. Me personally, I have no idea, but it's kind of hard to pick against Chris Johnson. I mean, the dude held the fastest 40-yard dash of all time until John Ross broke it a couple years back. But you could argue that doesn't matter, because Tyreek Hill literally just blows by defenses. You can't leave him one-on-one, and that's what makes it such a difficult question to answer. But let me know in your guys' opinion, who's the the fastest player in NFL history? This comment section could get really interesting. And now we go to the fourth and final player. He's better known for his days on the Cowboys, and he is one of the best running backs of all time. You have any guesses? Well, the guy is a Super Bowl winner and one of the best players in Dallas Cowboys history, and that's legendary running back Emmitt Smith. How many of you guys knew he played here? Hopefully not a lot. But Emmitt Smith signed a 2-year, $7.5 million deal. He was getting paid as a top 10 running back. And at the time, that's just not what he was. And if you look at his stats here, it clearly backs that up. In his first season, he had 256 yards and only 2 touchdowns. But I mean, in his 2004 year, it was pretty alright. He finished with 937 yards and 9 touchdowns. I guess that's not too shabby for a 34-year-old running back. But for that type of money, it just wasn't worth it. And those years are pretty forgettable as a Cardinals fan. I was alive, but I wasn't watching football at that time, so I never really got to witness it. But hearing other people talk about it and watching the highlights, it just didn't seem like a good time. But like I said about the other people, it was just cool seeing him in a Cardinals jersey. But let's be honest, he probably should have just retired a Cowboy and called it a career. And yeah, with that being said, that's pretty much gonna wrap up today's video. If I forgot about any player at all, let me know down in the comment section below. Because let's be honest, I probably forgot a super big name and I'm probably gonna get flamed in the comments. And also, if you guys wanna see a part 2 of this, make sure to hit that like button and show some support on the video. And hey, maybe I even do it for a different team. If you guys wanna see me do it for a different team, drop a comment down below and let me know what team I should do next. Because I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the funnest videos I've ever made on the channel. So if you guys show the support, I will gladly make a part 2 for you guys. But like I said, that's gonna wrap up today's video. If you guys enjoyed, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post NFL and NBA content, so if you're a fan of either of those or both of those, this is the perfect channel for you. And with that being said, that's all I got for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.